Today we're going to be making sardines, and I'm going to start off by making a paste. So I have our chili paste, there's chili garlic, black pepper, you can use white pepper, some minced garlic, some white wine, some bay leaves, and some kosher salt. I have a mortar and pestle. So I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of the minced garlic and put it into the mortar. 1, and 2. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of the garlic chili sauce. 1 teaspoon. I'm going to do half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Let's see, half a teaspoon, put it in. I'm going to do 2 bay leaves. Let's see, 2 bay leaves, put it in. I'm going to guesstimate on the pepper. You can add more pepper or less pepper. Pepper is to taste. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to mash this together to make a paste. So this is what it looks like. I feel like it would have turned out a little bit better if I had crumbled it up instead of just putting it in there, because I think the liquid just kind of made it harder to break down the bay leaves. So I have my sardines, and yes, I totally got it from an Asian store. Why? Because I don't really have a lot of Portuguese grocery stores near me, so I have to make do with what I got in my city. So I have my sardine here. They had already removed the top fin, but if your sardine, oh wait, maybe it doesn't. Oh, I gotta remove the top fin and all these little fins off, and I need to cut down the middle and remove the innards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the fins, the bag of sardines that I bought. Some of them were descaled and some of them were not, so I'm just going in and removing any scales that I see. And this top fin is still here. I'm going to take off the top fin. I'm going to remove the bottom fins. I'm going to leave the tail on. That's just preference. If you want to cut the tail off, you can cut the tail off. I'm going to remove this one. My knife isn't that great, so I should probably have used a better knife. I'm going to go from the anus to the gills and remove that. I'm going to use my fingers and remove all of the internal organs. Sorry if it's like really gross and messy. I don't usually do fish, so I'm not particularly good at it, but I love the taste of fish, and I promised my husband that I would make him sardines in a Portuguese style, and he's very excited, so I'm going to do that for him. I'm going to clean off as much as we can. Let's see, did I get that? Okay, and I'm going to rinse. Make sure you use cold water to rinse. You might want to do this outside just because they have a really strong smell. So as you can see, I've removed most of the spines. I left one on just in case it held its shape a little bit better. And I have it in a shallow dish. I'm going to add some wine. Going to add in 1 cup of white wine, and we're gonna pour it onto the sardines. Now I'm going to spoon the mixture in the inside of the sardines. So I'm going to add more of the mixture into, I under anticipated how much it would take. So I'm going to make more. We're just going to double the measurements that we used earlier to make the paste to put onto the fish. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to cover and I'm going to put it in the fridge so it can marinate before I finish cooking them. I'm going to mix some corn masa flour. I have half a cup of the corn flour, and I'm going to use half a cup of all-purpose. So this is all-purpose flour. I'm going to use half a cup of all-purpose flour. If you would like a gluten-free option, you can just use the corn flour. I'm going to put a teaspoon of cornstarch into the mixture. So as you can see, a little bit more than a teaspoon, but it's a teaspoon and it's going in. I'm going to use a tablespoon of paprika. So 1 tablespoon of paprika. Okay, 1 tablespoon. Now we're going to add some black pepper. Remember, black pepper is to taste, so it's your choice on how much black pepper you want in this. So as you can see, I put a lot of black pepper in because we're going to mix the mixture. I have some parsley flakes that I'm going to add in. So that's a tablespoon of parsley flakes that we're adding into the frying mixture. I'm going to do half a tablespoon of onion powder. And half, let's do 1 teaspoon of salt. As you can see, 1 teaspoon of pink salt. Add that in. Now we're going to mix everything together so that way it's evenly incorporated for our fish. Now the mixture is fully combined and should look a little something like this. In a separate bowl, you're going to take 2 eggs and you're going to mix them so that way you can dip your fish into them. Now it's fully mixed. You want to make sure that your fish has been in the fridge for at least 30 minutes before you start to fry them. I have a cast iron skillet. I'm going to be using vegetable oil, but you could use olive oil, but that's a little bit of a lower frying point. Or you could use avocado oil, but I'm going to be using vegetable oil today. I have mine at a kind of high temp, and I'm going to start putting the vegetable oil in. As you can see, I was pretty generous with the vegetable oil. You could probably air fry it if you'd rather air fry, but I'm going to fry it like this. If you have an outside kitchen, use outside kitchen, but I don't have an outside kitchen, so my house is going to smell. Just a heads up. If you do this inside your own house, your house will smell like fish. Just so you know. I have taken it out of the fridge. Now I'm going to dip it into the egg and dip it into the batter. Into the egg, fish into the batter, and then cover. Fish is covered. Now you're going to want to shake it off. You could double dip it, but I don't think I have enough to double dip. Make sure that your oil is nice and hot, and your fish is going to look a little bit like this before you put it into your pan. And you're going to repeat this process for all of your fish. Once you notice your fish getting nice and golden brown, you can gently flip it over like that. Your fish is done. It should look a little bit like this. I let them get a little bit crispier than I intended because I was multitasking, and these cook rather quickly, so just be aware of that when you're frying them. So this is the final product. Hopefully yours don't get as crispy as mine got, a little bit burnt, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens when you multitask. But these would go great with some patatas fritas, some cebolla, salad, salada. There we go. I said it good this time. A glass of wine or a cerveja, whatever you want to eat with your food or drink with your food, and then tell me how you like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.